Today we are going to be doing some work on these two AZ hives. I'll tell you a little about the history about them. Obviously, I got these two through Alicia when she was staying here because she keeps the AZ hives in Hawaii. And I've become quite attached to them, not just for sentimental reasons, but also because they are great hives. But the main thing I want to do is I want to try and do some cut comb with them. Let me show you this. This is the front of them now. This is how well they're working. So both of them are absolutely packed full. I'll show you inside just very briefly. If I can get the front open. This one is full of bees, top to bottom. And the other one here is full of bees, top to bottom, as you can see. I've got to go through them individually, take out the honey where I can, take that out. Now I'm going to see if I can extract it. The honey I've got, there's a lot. I know there's a lot on the top because I've got. Well, this one hasn't got the excluder in, so there'll be a mix of honey and brood. But I imagine most of it will be honey in this top part, or vice versa. But on this one, all the brood's going to go in the bottom. I'm going to put the excluder in, and then I've got some new frames here that I'm hopefully going to put in the top. And these are going to be just for cut comb this year because I'm trying something different. So I got these in the post the other week from Meister Dan, his name is on internet. I'll put the address up after to get all your beekeeping AZ supplies from him. They're really good, and I would recommend them. His work is excellent, and he's really good on dispatch and all that kind of stuff. But these AZ hives, people ask why they've got a groove in the top and the bottom. Okay, so when you slide the frame in and up the rail, they don't kill the bees, or very, very few. You see the bees can go in the middle and they don't get damaged. So these I prepared this morning. I put a small starter strip in so that I can put this in. To give you some idea of why I'm doing this now is because we've got, just starting up here, if you look there, that is chestnut. And this is what I go on about all years, of the chestnut. And we are surrounded by it here. There's another load just starting up here. You can see that one over there. But also there's another load just here. You can see even closer. And showed you some of this in my last video. This is just starting to open. You can actually see, if I keep really still, you may see the bees on it moving. But it's alive with them. But that is what we've got everywhere now. And because we've got a massively strong colony that's full of bees, that hasn't got much room, if I take all the stuff out of the way that it's not using and give it room to rebuild, it should recover. And hopefully it'll give us some honey. So that I can use for cut comb. Just got stung on the forehead there, very nice. Thank you. The bees are a bit funny at the moment because we've got, that hurt. Because we've got kind of really funny, thundery weather. So I'm going to be wearing all my gear. I've just realised why I'm getting stung because I'm stood in front of another hive here. That's why. There's another little one here. And they're not very happy about it. But yeah, so the bees have really been a bit odd because the weather's been really thundery. And the reason why I'm hoping we're going to get loads of nectar is because we've had a really, really good deluge the last couple of days. And there's a lot more to come this afternoon and tonight. So I'm hoping that by then, by the time it does go good, we'll have a really good nectar flow. So I'm going to get kitted up, get organised, and we're going to get on with sorting these hives. There's a lot of work to do in these two. It's going to take a while, and I'll put the camera right behind, and I'll have to edit it quite a lot after, but hopefully you'll be able to see me getting these two AZ hives ready to benefit from the summer nectar flow, and we'll see what happens. So because we've got this hive on a stand, I want to give, if there will be some bees that fall to the floor, I want to make sure they've got room to climb back up again. It's going to be quite easy to sort out, to be honest, but I still want to check the brood nest a bit here because I haven't checked it since the start of the spring. So I want to see what the state of the queen, if I can find the queen in there. I want to see if there's any queen in there. I also want to see what space they've got in the brood nest, because I might actually take some, if I can take a couple of frames out and replace them, I will do, you see. And I may have some spare frames from up here, because there's no, on this side, there's no queen excluder, so I'm going to have to take some of these out of here, but there may be like too much brood in the whole thing, so I can swap those frames over. But I haven't got, when I use normal frames, when I'm talking about normal frames, I mean frames that are wired with foundation. This is purely for cut comb, and you can see here we've got holes along here where the wire would go, and I put a whole sheet of foundation, and that's absolutely fine for the brood nest, but I prefer, if I can, to make some cut comb without any foundation. And that's why when I put it in, I'm going to alternate it, so I'll have one there, one there, one there, one there, and one there. And that will mean that the 5 out of the 10, they'll build only in that area, and they should build hopefully between it, because I've got, as I say, a starter strip, and it means that when they do build out, they shouldn't build between the gap or anything like that. So I don't know if they're going to, because I know when I space 8s and 10s of my own stuff on my own frames, it can be a bit problematic. But so I'm going to take some of these out and then see what it's like at first, what the honey's like in the top. I'm going to have to smoke it even more to try and move some of these bees back. There's a lot of honey in this box, I know. The spring flow was short and sharp, but they had quite a bit when they did get it. So let's see if we can get some of these out. And then we'll brush the bees off of these. That's what the beauty of these AZ hive, or these, the beauty that's completely sealed honey, it's fantastic, but it's probably crystallized. The beauty of these AZ hive tools is it's great for yanking out frames from the top of here. So there'll be no queen up in here either. So I know, I'm pretty sure that beautiful capped honey, this is actually still liquid. Beautiful. I'm going to brush these bees off onto the top. Not that it's ideal. I really need you can actually buy, you can get hold of a tray that slides in, and then you can brush the bees off into that. But I'm going to brush the bees on the top here, and that'll be absolutely fine, because they'll all find their way back in towards the end of the day. It's not raining now, and this is under protection, and we only get a few splashes from the rain. So hopefully, as long as I'm actually going to put a few and do a few each time, so the bees will find their way back in. But I have got all my gear on today, because it's the kind of day where I need just to get this done. I'm given a bit of time for this afternoon, because it's cloudy. But look at that, beautiful. You do get a few little things catching, a little bit of wax sometimes on the top and the bottom that you have to just push through, but that's mostly bees there. That's fine. So that's back to where it should be now at the back of the hive. This is our queen excluder here. You see it goes above. You can just see that there. So Another beautiful frame. If I can get that in summer honey, I'll be very happy. Beautiful. So, one more frame back in. And that is the top section done. I know the queen's below because this one is been like this most of the spring. So everything is kind of as it should be here. But the next one next door will be a little bit different and maybe a little bit more work. We'll see. These bees are very docile, they're happy. There's a few flying around, but see, that's just gone back in. The bees are cleared from behind. Let's get the spacing correct now. That's the beauty of these frames. You can move them around a little bit and you get the ability to just get the spacing right, and then the bees are happy. But what you do is I've got the front grill here that I showed you, what you saw me take off. I'll just bang the most of the bees off of this. There's actually spacing bars on it. You can see there, on there. So what you do is you can put that in like this, and you can make sure that you've got your spacing exactly right, which actually that is, which is brilliant. So when I put that back in after I've checked the bottom, I can close it all up, and shall I say it? Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, we're done. So let's get this bottom one out where the brood nest is. Here's our brood. Looking lovely, nice brood here. I'd love to see this queen because I've got a feeling they might have superseded her because this queen, as I said, is 3 years old, going on 4, but yeah, we've got a queen cell there. So I'm glad I looked in here, but I'm going to take these out for now. Take the cells out because I may replace this queen myself. But let's leave a couple of frames out because I want to, there we go, perfect. I want to have a little look through this and see how it's looking, because I don't want it to swarm just at the wrong time, but there's never a good time obviously, and if it swarms it'll be a pretty substantial swarm. Let's have a look here. So no queen cells there, but we have larvae on here, but no young eggs I've seen yet. So need to have a look there. Certainly is absolutely loads of bees in this colony. So no eggs on that, maybe she's getting ready to go. Love to see the queen as head if I can. That would be really good. She's not on that frame. Actually, I'm going to leave this one out as well and give myself a little bit of space here, just while I have a look at the next few frames. Oh, there's plenty of larvae and eggs here. That's fantastic. So she's laying well. I think the thing is here, we're just getting congestion, and that's what we need to avoid, so we don't get any swarm cells. The light isn't that good actually here to show you with the film, so, but we're good. No sign of on that. So, very nice hive to work. Very little lifting and movement of, these are just all going back now. You can see the bees have moved out of the way inside. Easy. So the bees can, believe it or not, they will crawl through a bit. They've got holes they do get through. And I'll leave the back door open, and if they can't get in here, they come out again when the back door's, you can push this back door down like that, and you hang it back on, and the bees can just stay around the back for a while if they want, if they need to. It actually does give a bit of space, but often I just do that, and they can still crawl back in or go wherever they need to be. So the next one here, this is going to be a little bit more work, because I haven't had a queen excluder on this one, so there's going to be a mixture of bees and brood and honey. So that's the colony open, and you imagine we've got probably, this will be honey here and here and here in the classic shape, but this bit will be more likely to be brood, so I want to put that down here and here and move the honey up the top. Well, actually, I'm going to obviously, again, I'm going to add some frames that will just be for cut comb, if I can. It becomes really difficult because they all mound up, and I'm just going to have to remove all this debris first with a little bit of smoke, spend a little bit of time, then I'll move the bees after. But I'm not going to use much smoke at the moment. I just want them to clear off the gunked up part so I can clear that up. Let's knock some of these bees down, clear the roof off. hopefully the queen will be somewhere in this top section and it'll be all clean. Smoke, get those bees moving. And I can now fit the excluder in. I made a mistake on there, so I've got one more frame to go in there that I should have put in there. That's fine, I'll take an extra one on the bottom. Good, let's get this excluder in while we can. Okay, no sign of a queen there. She wouldn't be hanging around anyway. So this is our excluder that I've had here for ages. It should be slid in here, like this. And it will go in. It just might take a little bit of movement of wax and shit to get it in. It's my fault it shouldn't have been there in the first place. There we go. There. That's in, done. Good. Away. Hopefully the queen was down there somewhere with that lot when I shook all the bees down. And now we can space these properly and leave the brood to hatch out in that bottom section. And then get all this back together. Nice. It is a bit of an upheaval, this, and I do admit first that I should have done previously a lot more work on this, but as I said, I just haven't had that time. So, just got the top to put back on now. That one is in. Hopefully that'll start working. There's some honey to extract, lovely honey there. I'm going to extract. And most of these frames have alternate on the top. The queen is underneath, we can assume. And because all the bees were clustered in the top before, I only hope she doesn't go back in the top. As you can see at the front, it's quite a lot of bees. But I can't see the queen anywhere there. I've had a look. And she doesn't appear to be on any of that. But all that, believe it or not, is quite normal. You do get a lot of bees clustering on the front sometimes. So, anyway, that is that. And I've got some spare frames, so when I come back and I want to take out these ones that have done their business, and these are built to the right size, I can then alternate inside, and we'll be done. Excellent. So, like I said, I was way behind on the work I should have done. I have managed though to get these completely up to where they should be, and they should be going to give me summer honey when that chestnut flow starts. So, bit of an epic job, but good. I'm just glad it's done because I've seen it now. Neither of them were going to swarm. One had a cell, but I think that was more a supersedure cell, which I'm not surprised at all. So anyway, from these two AZ hives, I bid you farewell and catch you again soon. Bye for now.